The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running, frantically running from their fears, running with their tears, running from their lives, running from that dark shadowed creature that hides deep inside.
And we're here. Another day for the war. The war. Which war? I don't know. Take your pick. There's so many. You've got Iran. You got Gaza. You got Lebanon. You got. I think things are still happening in Syria, and they don't talk about the Pakistani war, but there's that as well. So many wars, so many chores, so many things to do, that our taxes are paying for. And it's kind of sad. But that being said, apparently, I don't know if you guys heard this, Donald Trump was, the news said that there was an assassination attempt outside of the press conference, but I didn't hear anything beyond that. So there's just one quick video that I'm gonna add here. Let's take a look at this real quick, and then we're gonna bring in Miguel.
Targeted and killed more than 260 journalists.
You gotta go. Come on.
Talking to people nicely. We were in there talking about Amal Khalil, a Lebanese journalist just murdered
Amal Khalil
by the Israelis. And we were there with the picture of Amal Khalil showing Wolf Blitzer, the picture. He said, I don't know who that is.
Oh.
We said, you should know who it is, because she was just assassinated by the Israelis. She was under the rubble for hours while they wouldn't let the rescuers come in. They were targeting her and then targeting the people who were going to rescue her. By the time the rescuers got there, she was dead. And these are the colleagues of the people celebrating the war criminal. Both Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth are going to be in there tonight. And these journalists, in quotes, are celebrating while people are being killed in the West Bank, in Gaza, in Lebanon, in Iran. Every single day, their colleagues, their journalists are being murdered.
Saw Jen Psaki in there, she turned her back. We saw Sheryl Sandberg in there, turned her back. These are not journalists. The people on the ground in Gaza are risking their lives daily, having to report on their own people, their own families' deaths. We just saw Amal Khalil in Lebanon. And these journalists are sitting here partying with Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth and Stephen Miller. And this is how they treat us when we try to tell them, all we want is for you to report the truth. Talk about the genocide of Gaza. Talk about the genocide in Lebanon. Talk about the illegal war on Iran. Talk about these things instead of just staying silent and then coming and partying with the war criminals that are in charge of these decisions. This moment will go down in history, and these people are on the wrong side of it.
How dare you all just stand here and party with war criminals?
And that's from Code Pink there. Hey, Miguel, good morning. How's it going?
Good morning. How you doing, man?
I figured this is jump right in and get right into this supposed assassination of Trump, but yet there were actually protests happening outside criticizing the media. So I don't know. It's like, I don't know.
It's horseshit, not
It's
the protesting.
I think
Not the protesting.
No,
It's
I think
horse shit what happened.
yeah, it's total.
I
It
think
seems like it's total
it's a
fake.
way to get us to yet again deflect,
Right.
not concentrate on what's going on.
Right.
We're headed for a major period of time of food insecurity,
Yeah.
energy insecurity, and I
Exactly.
mean, even here in the freaking EU, they're talking about age verification, but at the same time, if you read, other people like on the edges, they're saying we only have 6 weeks worth of jet fuel. But age verification is more important. Again, I'm sure that the US isn't doing much better either. It's another way to deflect. It's all part of the circuses, all part of the game to get us distracted and to talk about, oh, yet again, someone tried to. Horse shit. The supposed shooter, I don't know what his name is, but I saw a picture of him with an IDF shirt from Instagram. People have said it's not AI. It's all horse shit. They're just distracting us as the Titanic's sinking. They don't give a fuck, man. I
You
know
know,
already into the show, and I'm already swearing, but
yeah.
it's
What's crazy is that it reminds me of that song from Childish Gambino, right? He says, "Nobody gives a fuck," and it's like it's
yeah,
depressing to hear, but when you hear him singing it, it's just like, oh my god, he's so on, so
yeah.
on
But
the
we've been trained to not give a fuck.
yeah, exactly,
We've been conditioned. It's one of the things that um,
yeah,
we humans actually can be conditioned to do many things,
mm-hmm.
and that's why we're very pliable.
Yeah,
And yeah, but here we are, and they're covering up a whole bunch of stuff. Bases have been destroyed,
yeah,
billion-dollar radars have been destroyed.
yeah,
I'm sure that the 13 soldiers, it isn't just 13, we have like 200, maybe possibly 1,000 soldiers who've been killed because of
right.
this.
And I don't know if you heard, but Jesus himself has been destroyed.
Oh, yeah, yeah, the
This
statue.
is a cartoon. There's our greatest ally.
Yeah, yeah,
I it's just,
yeah.
I'm just
It's
like, it's just out of control.
it is. I'll tell you how much of a distraction is now, right? So,
Yeah.
something more trivial. The Michael movie came out,
Yes.
and I want to see it.
Same
But of
here.
course, who came out right after is the director of Leaving Neverland, which I understand that's his job. He thinks he did it,
Right.
whatever.
Right.
But then he loses all credibility for anything that he's saying when he says that Michael Jackson was worse than Epstein. I am just like beside myself. I'm like,
And
aside from the fact that the guy did do a documentary on Terra Mumbai
right.
and had glowing things to say about Henry Kissinger, who he shook hands with. I don't
Mm-hmm.
trust anybody who shakes hands with Kissinger,
Right.
this Dan Reed guy. But then he says that, okay, say MJ did do it. We'll go on the supposition of that.
Mm-hmm.
He still wasn't eating them. He still wasn't breeding them. Like, what the hell's wrong with these? But of course, this proves to me that it was a hit job on him.
Yeah. And there's emails in the Epstein files saying that
Yeah.
criticizing him for protecting kids. It's
This
like,
is actually another thing, and I can see where you want to go one way or the other with it.
mm-hmm.
But once you start to say something so hyperbolic
Right.
and so exaggerated, you lose credibility.
Yeah.
It's like, but again, it's a way of whitewashing. So in a way, instead of being a thing where fans go to celebrate the talent and artistry of him, there have been many artists, and I'm not saying MJ did it one way or the other, but there have been
Right.
many artists who have been horrible people, but left really wonderful work.
Yeah.
Caravaggio was a murderer. People celebrate his artwork.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying MJ did it one way or the other. I'm just saying that,
Apparently, there was a lot of cutting out of that film. I was listening to some interviews. They
yeah,
did film the first controversy, which redeemed him. But then the family, I guess, reviewed the film and they had the power to say no, no, no. And
yeah.
and then
Well, it
there's
ends in 1988.
yeah. No, no, I know that. I think before they had filmed much
89.
much longer. Yeah,
Mm.
the first thing, and
But
that they were just like, no. I mean, I guess I get it. You don't want to talk bad about the dead.
Yeah.
Uh, you know,
But I'll tell you something.
you know.
They'll never show Jefferson torturing and raping his slaves,
Nope.
and he'll appear in our money.
Right.
You
Exactly.
know, like Kissinger, dude shook his hand. The director of Leaving Neverland
Yeah.
shook the dude's hand and had praises for Henry Kissinger.
Right. The worst fucker on the planet.
And now you're telling me, MJ, like, if I take it, it's like, no, not even like the allegations match up to cannibalism, hunting
Yeah.
black people, having a whole network of, and then funding transgenderism because he had some weird transgender, fetishes and stuff. It's
Yeah.
like to compare the two. But this is where my next point comes to. They're going to yet again try to use MJ to whitewash the Epstein and hide it
Right.
because it's going to be a big movie. Fans are going to go enjoy it, but they're going to try to get that extra little bit that they can. And with Trump, another distraction to get us to look away from. I mean, you had Leon Black who owned part of the photography company for all the kids yearbooks.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, how does he
They
even
barely
come?
even talked about that.
We didn't
A
even talk about
major
that, but
thing.
these mofos will talk about some black dude that's, sung and danced and what?
Yeah. Who they try to kill, with that
Many
whole.
times, it's like,
Yeah.
come on. No, again, I'm not saying one way or the other, but
Yeah.
if you actually take it at the allegations and you're serious about it and you think he did it,
Right.
it doesn't even compare to the shit that Epstein did.
If
Like,
you
not even close.
and if you look at the court cases, the first one, Pepsi is the one that told him to just pay it off.
That's
He was
right.
willing to fight. He wanted to defend himself, and he was in the middle of a tour, and they said no. So his company told him to do that.
Yeah.
So the second one was a total scam, and it makes me think about these Epstein families now, because before that, who was the same family before Michael Jackson? They were trying to sue Chris Tucker and George Lopez, the comedian, for the same exact
Oh,
thing.
yeah, it was that family. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
I remember.
And then, like, when they testified, I mean, it wasn't televised. They had reenactments televised. I don't remember if you remember that. A court TV had actors
I
playing
couldn't bring myself to
and all
watch
that
it.
stuff. It was actually pretty damn good. I watched all of it back then.
Yeah, I
But
couldn't bring
they had
myself.
the people that ultimately redeemed him were the pilot and the stewardesses, because the kid made a specific allegation saying that he fed me Pepsi and red wine and called it Jesus juice. That's what
I
all
remember that.
Lloyds were talking about.
I
Guess
remember
what?
that.
Michael Jackson had several people, several stewardesses, several people that worked with him that said Michael Jackson doesn't like red wine. He only drinks white. And he never drinks Pepsi.
That's kind of funny, actually.
He was in the commercials, you know. He had it on his plane for guests, but he didn't drink that shit. He's a sponsor, so
Right, right, right.
he has it on his plane, but he doesn't drink fucking Pepsi. You think he'd be that skinny and drinking Pepsi? No, he'd be a fat fuck.
Oh man, for sure. But yeah, I was just like blown away. I was like, all right, so the guy from Leaving Netherlands is going to come out and say some stuff because he
Right.
wants to also promote his movie. Let's face it, he's not doing it out of the moral kindness of his heart.
Yeah.
He wants some extra streaming, clicks. But then I'm like, you Epstein, like,
Right.
are you serious? Like,
And even that documentary has problems because number one, the kid that first accused him, right?
the train station that didn't exist.
Brilliant kid. Yeah. It's like he didn't even own Neverland during that time period.
Yeah,
He purchased Neverland after
yeah.
that period. That was the Australian kid. Now, what's interesting about that is that they don't tell you this. I heard an interview with Michael Jackson's niece around the time that movie dropped, and she said specifically that she was dating that kid.
Oh, that's right.
So she
I
was
did
dating
see
him.
that interview. Yes,
And that guy was cheating on her like a dog, left and right.
that's right. And
The
it's Saint
abusive.
Chuck or something.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
and the family took him in like their own because since they knew him since he was 5, right? Like if that guy had played his cards right, he could have been married in the Jackson family. But no, he was fucking around, screwing around. And then when they basically said no because they didn't like the way he was treating the niece, they basically cut him off. And then after he was cut off, he came up with the allegations. And there's interviews of his father, like saying that, like phone recordings of his father threatening him to do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he must do it.
Yeah.
He didn't want to do it as a kid, but now you turn around as an adult and you're just getting a cash in. And a lot of this has to do with the whole Israeli government. I hate to say that, but because Michael Jackson did a song on Palestine,
Yep. Yep. I did hear. Yep. I
and
did.
then
I have heard that song actually.
yeah, and it's a beautiful song, and yeah, it's like
Well,
hold on a second, this is annoying me. Hey Siri, turn off torch. My flashlight is on. There we go. It just does that sometimes, turns on. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff, I was a Michael Jackson fan, but I'm an objective Michael Jackson fan,
mhm.
But you just got to listen to the evidence. It's just like the OJ trial.
Yep.
They say OJ did it, OJ got off. It's like, wait a second. So you believe in the court of law until it doesn't go the way you want it to.
And no one sat there down and listened. I had to suffer that case.
Yeah.
My mom recorded the whole stupid thing.
Yeah.
And when she passed, I was so happy to throw that out.
I mean, but
But
ultimately he got off not just because of a mistrial, because of tainted evidence, but
the cops were
because
incompetent.
yeah, the cops were incompetent. The guy was in the Mark Furman was in the KKK,
Mhm.
but also the killer killed with the opposite hand. So the media went with the glove, but it's like I think OJ was right-handed, the killer was left-handed, something like that, and that's
Yep.
why Judge Leto threw it out. You
Yep.
know,
And I think there were two people.
yeah, and there were two people. Yeah,
I don't think
no,
there's any way in hell, I don't care how superhuman you could be,
right,
that you could, someone comes to the door, you have the other guy, you kill him, or even if he's dead, she opens up the door, she doesn't yell and just jumps right back into the house,
right.
or some sort of struggle at the door. The fact that both of them were dead, that means there should have been two people.
And
That killed.
decapitated and removed her breast. That's she owed money to drug dealers. They were high when they were dead.
These are
And
the Colombians, right?
yeah, and then in addition to that, she was actually screwing a serial killer that killed several people in the neighborhood, and including her next door neighbor. So
Damn.
what is the? It's like you're dating
Yeah.
a serial killer. It's like
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, for me, I've always been a big Michael Jackson fan. Like you, I'm very objective of it. I'm a bigger Prince fan in many ways than I
right.
am a Michael fan, but I always appreciated it. But I have to say, when the allegations came along, it was just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
So
How
I
it
kind of tuned
coincided
out.
with his record sales beating Elvis. Oh, what a coincidence!
Oh, dude, I remember when we were moving from Spain, my dad, who's Black American, said to my brother and I, yeah, they will never allow a black person to be bigger than Elvis.
Yeah, who
That was
basically became big
1981.
because of black music.
That was 1981.
Yes.
82, when Thriller hit the shelves.
Yeah.
He broke that. Yeah, he pissed them off
Yeah. And
to
then
the point
also,
that
go ahead.
10 years after his death, they still want to do the shit to him.
Yeah, and they're still trying to get his estate.
Mhm. I mean, worse than Epstein. I'm like,
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
dude, like you just lost all credibility. Like,
Yeah, for real.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, and that guy who he interviewed has been discredited decades ago, and then you still do a documentary on him,
yeah. The worst is that Oprah,
right?
the person that gave us Dr. Oz,
Right.
Dr. Phil, hanging out with that Jesus or Juan de
Yeah,
Brazil, whatever,
yeah,
is sitting there so cynically
Yeah,
looking at them, going, "Oh yeah,
she's behind Epstein.
that all hanging out with." I'm like, "You're evil.
Yeah, she's evil.
That's just some evil crap." Like,
Yeah, she's the one that made him look really ridiculous, and they re-edited his tapes to make him look guilty. So
yeah,
that's, I mean, and then she has ties to the Epstein Island as well. So I
mhm.
mean, that's the thing that it seemed like this guy was first of all on the spectrum. Obviously, Michael was on the spectrum somehow because he never really had a normal childhood. So he grew up and
Oh, he was definitely an odd guy.
yeah. And then you take advantage of him. He's smart enough to insulate himself because he sees the industry since he was a kid. He sees how these black musicians are getting fucked by these record companies. Protects himself, and in retaliation, they destroy his credibility.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
the same way that they're trying to do with Prince now,
yep, and his reputation, all that. Yeah, exactly.
where they're trying to do Prince. It's like everyone who's black has to be destroyed.
I
And
mean,
Elvis had little Priscilla at her home,
right?
his home, when she was like,
12.
yeah, it's like, dude, like, you know,
Yeah.
um,
I mean, and then who did he tour with? He toured with this guy, fucking Great Balls of Fire guy, and that guy,
oh, Jerry Lee Lewis, another guy,
he married his cousin's daughter. I'm like, what the hell?
another one.
At
And as
12.
much as I love Bowie, Bowie did some shit too.
Yeah. I mean, and then you had Johnny Cash toured with them, and he was
Yeah.
fooling around with the young girls too. They all were crossing state lines with underage girls. That was a Southern thing, you know?
Yeah, and if they had been a black man like Jack Johnson, which
Right.
is why they created those laws,
Or Chuck Berry, right?
or
Chuck
Chuck
Berry was
Berry, they
a
would have been
year in
toast.
prison for doing the same thing.
Hmm.
It's like,
Hmm. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, these guys did it with impunity. But
yeah,
you were like a black celebrity and you did it, you were done.
yeah. And that's like as you said, when the court cases and stuff came out, and the Pepsi was the first one to tell him to, and that was the only time he settled out of court, because
Yeah,
now they're trying to imply that he settled out of court, and other times when you actually look it up, it's like, no, there isn't any other things, but of course they're going to be really dirty, and again, it's that distraction from the Epstein, just like the shooting yesterday is a distraction from the
yeah.
Epstein,
I mean,
which is all a distraction now from the not just Epstein but the Iran war feeling.
right. I mean, even the guy, Rabbi Shmuley, that you see,
Yeah, that guy.
that guy, he was Michael Jackson's friend. Michael Jackson called him the most evilest man on the world, the devil. But he claims he still goes on TV saying he was Michael Jackson's friend.
I
Now,
call him
funny,
Dildo Baggins.
right? Now, what's funny
You
is
know
that,
why, right?
yeah, no.
His daughter runs a sex toy shop.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So, what happens is that when Michael Jackson died, well, first of all, one of Michael's last messages was saying, there are people who are trying to get my stuff. They might kill me. They might say I committed suicide, that I might die of a drug overdose. I don't know if you ever heard that message.
Yep. Yep. I have.
And he says, he mentions this guy by name. You know, it's like this guy Shmuley in an interview. But this guy, when Michael Jackson died, he falsified a contract with Michael Jackson and forged it, saying that Michael Jackson left him all of his recordings and all the estate. And then the Jackson family had to sue this guy. Yet this guy is still seen as a credible person and is talking about all the stuff that's
He should
happening.
be in jail.
He should be in jail. That's a federal crime.
He should be in jail, locked up, and not coming out till like.
Even the guy that killed him, the doctor who was the 33rd degree Mason, he's already free. He did his time.
Yeah.
He's out. You don't hear you. Where are the people interviewing him, scrutinizing him,
Yeah.
condemning him? He's
And
not
here's the
being
crazy thing, right? If they want his music, and it's all about business, right?
condemned.
They're certainly going out of their way to try to destroy his image. So even if you destroy his image and the family gives up then what are you going to do with it? It's just in the head, it's just stupid. All
Yeah.
around stupid. Doesn't make sense to me. But hearing that he was worse than Epstein, I'm like, okay, I
It's
get
kind of,
it.
it's kind of like when DC bought Malibu,
Yeah,
and when they bought Wildstorm, they buy it, they promote it, they make some money off of it, and then they bury it.
yeah.
You
But I mean, like, you're
know?
dealing with like the biggest
Yeah,
recording star in decade in a century. To
yeah,
bury that is like burying gold. I
yeah,
mean, look at now; it's already breaking numbers with a whole new generation, right?
yeah.
So that to me is just like you really have to be very short-sighted because you'll just be getting damaged goods. But then again, they're not very smart either. Anyway, I think
Right.
that's what it comes down to. I think maybe sometimes we assign intelligence to them,
Yeah,
being able to look down the road and seeing, oh, okay, yeah, well, I can't damage it this way. I need to keep it for this. And they're not like that. They're very immediate, you know, people. That's what it seems to me.
oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, and people are still making money off of them. There's been a lot of dolls,
Oh yeah, yeah.
toys, statues coming out recently. Sideshow did a Michael Jackson doll. They're asking like $800. They did a print. Another company did prints. So people are making money off of this guy. You know.
Oh, and they'll continue to do so. It's just interesting in terms of like, I'm like, all right, I get it.
He's like
He
the
was an odd
Beatles.
guy.
The
I
Beatles
get
have
it.
been gone for a long time. They still make money off of it.
You want to say something, okay, you're gonna make a controversy, you're gonna do that. But then when you go to saying it's like, dude, have you read any of the Epstein files?
Right, right.
It's like really, because you're a journalist, you're really showing yourself to be really out of touch, and that means with all the mistakes in leaving Neverland, particularly the station that didn't exist.
Right.
As you said, it was the time that it happened. He hadn't even purchased it yet. All these things.
I mean, look at this. This is Michael Jackson's Sideshow. This is like a pre-order, right? But the thing is over $500. I mean, look, and there they got bust. They're
Yeah.
$4,000, $3,000, $610. I mean, look, they're making money off of this dude, and he's
Mhm.
dead. He's been dead over 15 years, right? I
10.
mean,
Oh,
oh, 10,
15. Yeah, I think you're right.
2005, right? Something like that.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, 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 no. Not 2005. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Was it
No, my
2005?
son was alive. He was about 2009.
2009. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, they're making bucks off of this dude. He's bigger than Elvis. He was bigger than Elvis when he was alive, and he's still bigger than Elvis now. It's like,
Definitely much more entertaining and definitely much more interesting than
and
Elvis.
look at this guy. This is why they want his estate. They want to damn him to because the international world doesn't give a fuck about this stuff. They know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Even if they trouse his name in the United States, they're still 4,000
Right. Well, it
times.
was very interesting though. For me, it wasn't just trouncing his name. It's like, so is this a new strategy? You're
Yeah,
going to deflect all the Epstein stuff
yeah.
onto him again?
Again, yeah. Blame the white man. Only 15 left. You saw that? At $5,000.
Well, you know what?
You know.
Might not get delivered
All right.
because it's being made in Asia,
Right. Even Etsy. Look at this.
and that with that war, yeah, might not make it. Might not make it
Yeah.
because you heard about Fantagraphics had a book that pretty much went up in smoke because
Yeah.
it got hit over
Yes.
in Hormuz.
Yeah. Yeah. There was another ship that got hit. Thailand also got hit.
Hmm.
So a lot of stuff. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're living in unique times for sure.
Oh yeah,
You know, and we don't want to sound like we're one-sided at all, but they're making it pretty easy. I got this little video I was going to show of Trump's assassination. Let's see what this is. Well, let's see if we can play a little bit of this. This is from the Mirror. Let's see. Near correspondence. It's not even. It's not even directly outside. Like, here the So it's like, okay, so they got this guy. So
Yeah, did you notice
you didn't try
there's a
hard
video
enough.
going around that
Sorry.
Vance got escorted out first.
Yes, I saw that too. Like they threw him on the floor and escorted him out before Trump. And then there's this other. Honestly, I think it's a total setup. I don't believe
Oh, it's fake.
I don't believe it.
It's fake. It's fake. Like everything that they do is fake. It's just exudes fakeness.
Right.
However, this is what they don't realize what they're doing. I know that they're trying to label. I'm sure it's going to come. Oh, he was a liberal, whatever, whatever. They're trying to paint the left as crazy.
Right.
But here's where it's not going to work, because if someone's an investor, an international investor, and you're looking at the United States, you got ICE, you got tariffs, president's getting shot at 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And you got all these weird, wacky wars. Why would you invest?
Right.
It's
Exactly.
an unstable country.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, they're doing it to smear everyone who dislikes the administration. On the other hand, they're blowing up America.
Right. And sad.
Yeah.
You know, it's really ridiculous.
It's stupid.
Yeah, it's pure stupid.
It's pure stupid. Like, but hey,
Too stupid
they
to
were
know
smart.
that they're stupid. That's the that's my phrase for 2026. Too stupid to know that they're stupid. That's
And here's the other thing: they're not tough enough to be as stupid as they are.
right. Exactly. And
They're not stupid enough. Because we're gonna have a huge there's a huge shortage of stuff coming. Helium, we need it for the hospitals for MRIs. We need helium to create chips and stuff. So there's going to be a shortage. So all this AI stuff that they're talking about, like Palantir and that cokehead Carp who jumps around, had his 21-point Palantir manifesto.
right.
Well, add him and Teal got their degrees in philosophy and law. They're not STEM graduates. This is why they wouldn't. They're not STEM graduates. They're law and philosophy graduates.
Right.
With just a shitload of money.
Right. It's which
they don't understand.
We're getting to this right here. They don't.
The strait is open. The strait is closed. There is a backlog of transformers.
Right.
For the U.S. grid. U.S. grid cannot produce or cannot sustain the amount of energy that it's required to for data centers. That's why the data centers don't have the proper equipment to actually start up.
Right.
You're talking not just like you're talking like maybe like 3 or 4 year backlog of transformers.
Right.
So we're losing time on that. Then we have the other issue in which
munitions shortage,
the grid is starting to sort of break down because it's degrading. It's 80 years old.
Right.
If you want to make more aluminum or aluminum, however you want to say it, aluminum, you need more electricity.
I think Bugs Bunny is
aluminum, right? You need more electricity. We're out of munitions. We just got, there's so many things on the physical side, but I think there's another problem for the people who work on software, and it is very deceiving for us if you use software or you program software.
Right.
You think things are limitless.
Exactly.
But those who work on hardware realize, oh no, you dumb bastard. Things are very limited. We only could go so far. And I think we're about to hit that full like with our faces right against that wall.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned about the munitions last week. We got this video here of this representative Lou or Lau, however you say it, right here. He basically says what you said last week,
In any prolonged conflict that the United States has, the United States will lose. And that is because we will run out of munitions. In this unconstitutional war in Iran, based on new media reporting, the United States has already expended 50% of our THAAD interceptor missiles, 50% of our Patriot missiles, and 30% of our Tomahawk missiles. And this is only about a month and a half. And so China and Russia are looking at this, knowing they can just stockpile up on drones and ballistic missiles. And after a few months, the United States will run out of munitions to defend against that. A Patriot missile costs between $4 and $4.5 million. An Iranian drone costs about $30,000 to $50,000. It's like shooting Ferraris at Frisbees. We cannot match this asymmetrical warfare, and we can never make enough of these defensive munitions. So Iran has estimates of over 80,000 drones, over 100,000 drones. The United States has a Patriot missile inventory of over 10,000 Patriot missiles made over 40 years. We're never going to be able to produce enough defensive munitions against these drones. In any prolonged conflict that the United States has.
And that's just real talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just real talk, you know?
Well, the first thing that I think we have to do whenever things like this creep up, because there's a lot of scaring us into shit.
Right.
Conscription. We're going to end up in the Matrix. They're going to have a thing poked in your head, all this shit. The first thing you have to do is realize that the shit that we have is made from something.
Right.
There's a process that's required to get there. And the process to create that final product goes through many hands, many people, a lot of energy is put into it.
Right.
Because we almost think like these things just pop up on,
themselves.
Oh, it's in the store.
There's a lot of Africans that are required to dig up the cobalt, all the minerals that are necessary to make that.
That's right. So you need cobalt. Jet fuel requires a type of rare earth, the process of it, not the jet fuel itself.
Right.
We might not be able to get to, so jet fuel might be something. So all of a sudden, say we have conscription. One, it takes about 6 months to put together a unit that works well.
Right.
Two, now you got to ship these guys over there. You don't have any jet fuel now. What are you going to do? Row them over? So, I mean, you could use the Navy ships, but now as you're moving your Navy ship with all these guys, hey, you know what? They're watching you from the satellite. They're seeing where you're going. Warfare has changed.
Yeah.
It's changed. It's no longer big tanks and everything else. It's drone warfare has radically changed. Like when Trump was saying we destroyed their Navy and their Air Force, they actually purposefully didn't create a large Navy or Air Force. They decided to have drones.
Yeah.
And smaller do that. It's harder.
Yeah. And you know, like the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, you know, they use everybody, children, you know, they work in shit conditions. It's like modern slavery, you know. 25,000 children are workers, you know, they account up to 30% of the DRC's cobalt production and source over 70% of the world's supply that provides raw material of lithium ion batteries, smartphones, laptops, electric vehicles, you name it. They depend on these people and they have them living in terrible, awful conditions. I mean, imagine clocking into work, right? You know, clocking into work in these horrific conditions. I got a photo over here, and
they're inhaling all that crap.
Yeah, which is completely toxic, like straight up cancerous. Like we know cell phones cause cancer, even though they deny it. But I mean, it's like you just look at the conditions they're in. They're breathing that in. And it's just like scary. It really, like, I mean, look at this. I mean, that says it all right there.
Yeah, know? That's where we get our phones. That's why I only buy refurbished.
Yeah, I mean, look at this, dude. Look at the tunnels. Like, you think these billionaire companies can afford to build them safety equipment, uniforms, tools? No, they're digging like. You know,
you would think that robots, that's where you would want the robots.
Yeah, exactly.
or the equipment, and not even masks and stuff
I mean, the guy's
to
covered
help
in it.
them.
It's covered.
Covered. Now, one of the
Yeah.
plus things that's been coming out is that there's a development of a salt battery.
Yeah.
So it'll require no lithium, and there's other replacements for cobalt that are coming down the road.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part is then places like Congo might not be getting anything at all. But I
It,
mean, when
it's
it's
this
looking at from that to zero is like,
right.
you know,
It's this whole like manifest destiny superiority complex. It's like
it's colonialism.
it's colonialism of the worst kind. It's just like you can build nations and you can build equal opportunity around the world. You're raping their lands and you're
Yep.
in the worst possible conditions. They don't want to give them any autonomy at all. No unions, no benefits.
Yep.
I mean, you got children there working, like dropping out of school, kids as early as 8 years old, and some younger with their mothers digging. It's like these people were just destined to death.
Now,
You know?
uh, imagine when the Spanish got to the Americas. There's that big mountain.
Yeah,
I can't remember if it's in Chile, but it is the mountain that pretty much most of the world's gold came from and silver,
yeah,
and it's still being mined to this day.
right.
You know, um, when we look over there, I got somebody drilling next door, so don't mind if you hear it.
No, it's fine.
Drilling.
Don't worry, because when we were at the convention, I thought it was gonna be super loud. And actually, when you play back the video, you don't hear any of the background. So this thing filters it.
Cool. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
I have a 3D printer printing right now, and you can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
Yeah, it's loud, but it's can't hear it. I have my windows open because it's cold in here, but I have to set it up in my garage. I have it right now sitting in my drawing table.
Good
playing.
to know. Yeah, no, I think we could have a much more just, but I think it's out of sight, out of mind for all of us,
Yep,
and we just don't.
exactly.
And the thing is that they can have as many revolutions as they want, but unless the West collapses or
Mhm.
we have a revolution, shit won't change for them.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And I think it's going to unfortunately be the first. We'll have to collapse for them to be able to have that change
Right.
because we're too comfortable. We don't. We pick and we choose. Like,
Outrage.
yeah, outrage. Like shit. Like as minimal as like Michael Jackson being worse than Jeffrey Epstein. I'm like, are you out of your fucking skull? Like, what? Okay, all right. Get it? Do you buy the narrative that he did it? Totally can understand, but really, but I think that's just the way that, and I think we in the West are living in our heads. We're not living in the real world anymore. Everything's so digitized. We're so, that we don't stop to think, oh shit, where does this come from?
Right, exactly.
Well, and what are the minerals that go into this? And then here's the sad part. Down the road, we'll complain that kids aren't getting into STEM,
Right.
that things aren't improving. And I'm going to be frankly quite honest with you. For all the visual doodads that AI provides us,
Yeah.
it's a dead end. Like by now, we would have been talking about something else. We're like, okay, yeah, we got that, but now we got this, we got this, we got this, we got this.
Exactly.
And it feels like we've hit a dead end where we're like, that's it. That's all you're going to get. That's AI.
Right.
I'm like, what, really? Like, we're not talking about different energy systems and stuff. Like,
Right. I mean, they said they would, in order to have AI running the way they wanted to, they would need an entire city the size of New York City, run on water, and and all these servers to actually take over the world. So, which is not realistic, unless they plan to just blow everything up and reduce the population dramatically.
I think, and I've seen this since I was a kid, because as I
Uh-huh.
told you, my dad did computing well, he was an electrical engineer and a computer
Right.
engineer. computing engineering comes from electrical engineering. So he
Yeah.
did the whole transfer. So he worked for close to 50 years.
Right.
And there's been a lot of hype about AI going for years since I was a kid. And I think that this is just a means of getting a lot of people who have investment dollars who don't know too much about computers. Because
Mhm.
let's be frank, a lot of people view computers like magic boxes.
Mhm.
You know, if you look at the Congress, I'm sure most of them barely know how to send an email on their smartphone,
Mhm.
right? So I think it's a way to sort of cheat a lot of older people. Oh yeah, it's going to be conscious. It's going to be this. It's going to be that, and just exaggerating it so people just keep pouring money into it.
Yeah.
And you know, when something gets just too big, it's too big to fail. So then you have to keep making the lie bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And I think the physical reality is going to hit. If they're saying that that's what you need, that's impossible,
Right.
you know. And it's not impossible that it couldn't be physically done.
Right.
Hear me out. It's just that we don't have the material, the know-how, the space, and the ganas to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What they should have done, and this is why I'm always very leery about the people run the world. Yes, they do, but not in the micromanaging way.
Right.
If they really wanted to get us to the point where we were wrapped up in an AI matrix type thing, in the 1970s, they would have started fixing the fucking grid. So by 2003, a tree wouldn't hit it,
Right. And then take it out.
fucking knock it out.
And then it did knock out the whole Eastern Seaboard. Like we were just like over.
Holy, yeah, exactly. So, and in
Yeah.
a sense, we can have a deep sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Our enemies are bad, but they're not as bad as they project themselves to be. They're doing the blowfish thing, right? I'm bigger than what I am.
I don't know if you run into this, but I run into a lot of people my age that don't like to talk about politics and stuff, or even historical events of recent, post 9/11 or whatever.
Mhm.
But I have a lot of young people that I, talk to,
Mhm.
teenagers and people in their 20s and 30s, much younger than us, that are interested in these things, but they don't even hear about it. Like just yesterday, I was talking about what happened, something that happened in 2009. Uh, and they didn't even know about it. Like if it's not on TV or social media, they have no
Yeah.
historical context
It's
of
probably because they're not reading enough.
right. But they even when you do talk to them about it, they seem more interested than some people our age, which is weird. Our age, it's like
Well, I think
yeah,
I think in the sense of our age, I know what you mean.
yeah. Like and
But
even current events, like we've been talking about these Lego videos. I mentioned it to some people our age, and they're like, "What are you talking about?" They have no like,
yeah, no, they've checked out. I've had my interactions with people over the Epstein thing and
yeah.
online, mostly Facebook. It's a
Yeah,
very interesting
they think
different
it's a
dynamic.
conspiracy theory. No, it's conspiracy theory, the Epstein thing.
Don't
Really?
believe anything that you read, dude. I'm reading his freaking emails, like,
So it's this classified document on the government. It's
but
like,
they will have to blame themselves because
right,
there's coming a time. There's the piper's coming to get paid.
right,
They can't sit there and say, "How did this all collapse?"
right,
It collapsed because you didn't want to fucking pay attention to shit. As an adult, should have to pay attention to shit,
right.
even if you don't like it. Do I
Yeah,
like having to see this stupid shit with Trump? No. I wake up, I see it, okay. I have my comments on it, right? Same thing. War. But yeah, I do notice there's a difference. But I think that Gen X, we as Gen X,
mhm.
had this habit of tuning out anyway.
Yeah.
Always.
And they're running more. I remember they were more liberal, and now they're more conservative in their older age, running to the church, running for Jesus. I mean, when you hear about these stories like I'm not a believer of aliens personally. I think it's a political distraction. But when you do hear them talking about revealing like these documents, sightings, whatever, I look at these old sightings from the 90s now, and I'm like, that looks like a drone. Right? That looks like a drone, but it's funny, like they take it to another level. They're like, oh, they're satanic. they're demons. If aliens exist in this great world of our universe, right? This beyond our galaxy. So if God created other things outside of humans, their avarice is like, oh, they must be satanic. They must be demons. They don't understand the concept of AI. They think it's a copy machine. And those who do get a glimpse that it's not a copy machine are terrified and saying, I see videos on social media saying, oh, they're putting souls of demons into the computer.
Remember I was telling you that
Like,
magic
what
shit?
the fuck?
I was telling you that magic shit.
Right.
It's like that magic shit.
That's ridiculous.
I have my anyway. I'll let you finish.
No, I'm just saying.
Well, I'll tell you an example of this. One, it lets you know what they thought about Asians, blacks, and Native Americans.
Yeah.
They were demons.
Yeah.
What they're unveiling is their racism, their
Yeah.
colonialism, their fear that something else would come here. Let me say something. I am of the mind that I do think some of those could be something we don't understand.
Could be.
Could be.
Could be.
And I do believe that there's alien life. I don't know if they bother coming to this fucking
I
place.
believe there's alien life. I just know that they want nothing to do with us.
Exactly. Because if they wanted to, I always say this, if something can come all this way over here
Right.
from whether another dimension or another part of space,
Right.
and they haven't decided we're going to set these freaking simians straight
Right.
or we're going to take over, and they're just zipping through, they
Right.
want nothing to us. They
No.
look to us like we look to ants.
Yes.
And that's a very hard thing for us to sort of digest.
Yeah.
Because one of the things, I guess you could say, we're narcissistic.
Yeah. Completely. And it's got social media made it worse.
Yeah, we're narcissistic.
Yeah.
It's a narcissistic culture. You
Mhm.
have to go promote yourself. Humility is seen as being a sucker, you
Yeah.
know. Whereas anything, humility should be seen as someone who's authentic.
Mm-hmm.
They're not full of themselves. They're not trying to push an agenda.
Yeah. If you're kind and genuine, people will try to fuck you.
Yep.
I'm
So
learning
it's a
that.
dog eat dog world.
Rep. Saying, hey, I'm trying to, let's get along. Let's all be a family. Let's be together. And they're like, no, just it's almost like me saying we need to be united is pushing them towards more division.
But the whole system was set up like that from the beginning because really our country was a colony, right?
Yeah.
And it still holds that colonial
Right.
mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say that that's what now they're trying to, they've been applying over in Europe too as well.
Right.
But then when you look at other cultures that seem to get along better, at least
Right.
more cohesively, and it has nothing to do with their race
Yeah.
or anything. It's the idea that community comes first,
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't squeeze out the individual. Then they're seen like the enemy.
Right.
It's like we can't accept that some people might want to organize a little differently than we do. Everybody must organize the way we do. Two, everybody must look the same. Like people now are complaining about the movie stars all looking the same.
Right.
Well,
They must be cloned.
well, what? It's like, what do you think whiteness is going to breed? Whiteness is creating a homogenous identity, right down to how you look. All these movies that they always portray, these dystopian societies where everyone looks the same and dresses the same, is embedded in the idea of whiteness. It is not about being individualistic, where you can be, oh, you're black or brown, who gives a shit, right? No.
Right. Lois Lowry talked about that too.
And this is going to sound a little crazy. I'll work it back into art. But I feel that some of that has to do with Leonardo da Vinci. As much as I love the Vitruvian Man, the idea that this is the perfect proportional human being is a manifestation of that freaking madness that continues where, a woman needs to look like this.
Right.
Okay.
Meanwhile, he was doing his own Epstein thing, like.
Well, yeah.
It's like,
yeah, you never really talk about that too much, do they?
No, they don't. But it's pretty.
But it's wild to me that then you take it to the fashion industry or any of the industries. all the people, the actors, the actresses, all have a similar look.
Yeah. They call them types. They literally
How
call
are
them,
we
what type are
individuals
you? Yeah.
then?
Yeah.
How are you reflecting reality? How are you,
Yeah.
body types?
Yeah.
People like different body types.
Yeah.
That's how human beings are. No, they must have this one body type.
Yeah. It's like I used to be a member of backstage because I was trying to get into acting for a little bit. I did some like extra work, but right on the
I've done
application,
some extra work too.
what type are you? And it says what kind of like, and literally when you look at the type, it's like what stereotype do you fit is what they're asking you. You know,
Hmm.
that's basically what they're asking you. You know.
Hmm. Yeah, I did a little bit of extra work.
Mhm.
I was in that movie Tommy Boy.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'm in the background, and
I
he
gotta
goes
look.
to pick up, I think, the mufflers or whatever. I'm there in the background. I was my first and only time as an extra.
That's cool.
The guy wanted me to come back to do
What were they paying
movie.
back then? Were they doing because extra work used to be? I remember it was a lot of money back in the day in the '90s, and then now it's like minimum wage. It's like what the fuck? What happened to
It
like
was
the people?
okay. Like I got paid okay for that one day. Chris
Yeah,
Farley was
I think
hilarious.
you probably got a few $100s for that day, right?
Yeah,
Few
yeah,
thousand or something.
about that. Met Chris Farley. He was hilarious. He came back to the back where we were all hanging out and started cracking jokes with us.
Mhm.
I wasn't a big fan of David Spader. He just he always like kept away from the rest of us. Very like I don't know.
Snobby.
Yeah, very snobby.
Yeah, yeah.
But the guy who actually ran the thing in Toronto, because I was living in Toronto at the time,
Mhm.
wanted me to go back to do some more extra work, but he wanted me to get some lines as a drug dealer.
You're like, no thanks. It's like,
And
you see?
I debated because here I am. I got paid a bunch of money, right? I'm early 20s, and I'm thinking, oh no, who cares, man? I'll make some extra money. And I bring it up with my mom.
She's
And
like,
my mom's like, son, what are you thinking?
mm-hmm,
I'm like, no, you don't want to be associated with that.
mm-hmm.
And I thought about it, and I was like, you know what? She's right. I shouldn't do that. But it's tempting. I mean, if you're given like, I think I was given like a few $100, and if I would have had some lines, I might have gotten extra.
Yeah, you get
Right?
like 2,000.
Yeah. So I'm like, Uh, but I didn't do it, and I'm happy I didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, very true. Very true. And before we move too far from the subject, we did have a new Lego video for the Strait of Hormuz.
Oh, the Legos. Let go my ego.
This one's called Fake War. I'm pretty convinced that they're using Suno as the music.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure.
Nah. You tweet another threat, another fake attack, but we all know why your portfolio's flat. You need the market to drop, need the oil to crash, then you buy at the bar, flip it for cash. You don't want a war, you want the price to fall. Fake news on Truth Social, that's your only call. You scream, open the straight, but why though? So your rich friends short and watch the money flow. Fake tweet, fake news, fake hope, fake clocks. Your whole game's a joke. Make it stop. You crash the world, then you buy the dip. Fake war, fake tears from your fake lip. You ain't a president. You're a traitor in disguise. Fake fear in people's eyes. That's your prize. Iran's still here. The strait's still closed. Fake clown exposed. Decompose.
I love these things. They're fucking ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Well, it's funny because
Fake war. Because he
we're
keeps saying we're winning and we're winning so much that we're gonna keep winning. We're gonna keep. It's like what the fuck. It's like
and and a lot of people are saying, oh, BB convinced them into it, and blah 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 blah. He'd been talking about it in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
this is something he's always wanted to do. This is
Yeah. So if anything, he
they're
met his
they're,
buddy
they're,
BB.
they're
Spirits.
kin spirits. Yeah,
Yeah, kindred spirits. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, kindred
exactly.
spirits. That's it. Yeah, they. I am positive that, I mean, honestly, nothing Donald Trump says is original. You can watch anything from Late Night with David Letterman. The 8 times that he was there, he was talking about this stuff. He always acted like he wanted to run, and I think people were pushing him to run, even back then, but he just didn't. You know.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now you have Tucker and the others apologizing. And I'm like, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck you guys. You did it 3 times. You should have known who he was the first time.
Right. Well, it's just like Peter, right? You know, he denounces Christ 3 times.
But at least Jesus said, "You're gonna do it.
All
You're
right.
gonna do it before the cock crows
Crows.
3 times."
Right.
And then later he felt like shit, right?
Right.
But my thing is, these guys will be out there for some other nutball at some point because they're married to their right-wing side. They're not married to the truth. And Tucker comes from the Swanson family.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he fears that the country would lose its prestige, its wealth, and it will affect his wealth. He's only looking out for himself.
Absolutely. They're not. They don't care about anybody else. Yeah.
So
anyone that's these rich people. I mean, look at this. I mean, look at the video. I mean, Wolf Blitzer, all these people that they mentioned. These are all the Democrats, right? And they're on board with what's going on.
yeah, Chuck Schumer doesn't want to stop.
Yeah, exactly. No,
Schumer doesn't
they're on board with the massacre of all these young people in Iran and Gaza is still happening. You know, it's
Yep, they don't care. They don't
care. They don't give a shit.
And
Yeah.
because if they did, they would actually be
Right.
out there on the Senate floor and everywhere they could talking about, we got to stop this.
Yeah.
They don't care.
They don't
Even
care.
like, I think we would have had this war no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's going to unnerve some people, but I think we would have had this war no matter what. I think it was easier to have Trump there do it because it was
Right.
he's more unsavory, and then they can just blame him, and he doesn't give a shit.
Right.
But we're losing the petrodollar
Mm-hmm.
because the Iranians are forcing people to pay in yuan.
Yeah.
So we're losing the petrodollar. Once we lose the petrodollar,
It's game over.
lose it to being the reserve currency, things are changed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because that funds our military. I know everyone thinks it's our taxes, but it's the fact that in order for one country and another country to do trade, they need to buy dollars
Right.
as a go-between. That's what keeps our military running. It's
Right.
those extra dollars.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's really something.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
So what else you got, Ray?
We got tons and tons of endless shit. It's so much shit that it's like completely backed up. You know, it's got a lot of stuff.
Well, you know, Trump was going to drain the swamp
Yeah.
in the septic tank.
Right. Exactly. We got another Lego video. Check this out. The greatest hits. They literally are dropping a video a day now. Before it was once a week. Now it's like literally one a day. It's like
Yeah.
this one's a riot. It's like
U.S. Epstein regime crossed the line again. Yeah. U.S. Yeah. U.S. Navy out there playing dirty games. Seized Iranian cargo, caught it interdiction. We know it's a lie. Persia boys, Lego news reveals the truth. Violation of law, they don't even hide it. But they forgot who they're dealing with. Iran don't play, man. IRGC rolled up and made the Navy back down. Drones in the sky, warships under fire. You tried to seize the ship, now you're forced to retire. You declared war, then take what you started. IRGC Navy came through with the pressure. U.S. forces ran, that's the real truth. Yeah. Two narratives, but the message is clear. Either way, Iran hit back, didn't fold, didn't bend. IRGC pulled up and made the U.S. Navy end. Ceasefire expires in just a few days. You really think this tension just fades away. Now you shooting at ships, that's a dangerous lane. But the U.S. still acting like they above the law. Iran don't fold, Iran don't break. You poke the lion, now you feel the shake. You declared war, then take what you started. IRGC rolled up and made the Navy back down. Drones in the sky, warships under fire. You tried to seize the ship, now you're forced to retire. Iran strong, Iran rise, Iran never die. You declared war. Now watch the empire cry. Sacred defense. Sacred defense continues. Iran don't quit.
It's funny. There was actually a YouTube channel that was that streamed all of them together, and YouTube banned it.
Yep.
It's like,
Yeah, I heard.
but it's funny is that they actually, I guess they got tired of the rap thing, so they started doing country music.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I was like, these guys are fucking hilarious.
Who knew?
Who knew, right? Who knew?
But it's wild to me that there hasn't been anything that the Iranians have said where I'm like, they're lying.
Right.
But on the other side, there's been so many things that the Trump administration has said that they're lying.
Yeah.
That even if they told the truth, I wouldn't believe them.
Right.
So.
And everything is a distraction. Even this whole space thing. Did you hear about the astronaut that was actually an actress in the fucking Mad Max movie? And there's like another guy. There's like two people that were supposedly on this space mission. They were actually fucking Hollywood actors. It's like, did we go to space?
I think that I think they're taking it fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
Too far. And I think the credibility of the country and its actual achievements, if they keep down this path, will be questioned
Completely.
a lot.
NASA
Completely.
That's not good. That's not good. Because I do think, as much as I have my own problems with our country's history, its government, there are things that the U.S. did achieve. And seeing this happening, that's a bit disappointing. It
is. It is.
And I'm not the rah kind of guy, but I'm like,
no, neither I.
But it's sad to me. Because
it's almost like
it's an unraveling.
Yeah, it is. It's we are watching the demise of our country. And they're purposely bankrupting it. They're purposely bankrupting it with this Wall Street manipulation. The Strait of Hormuz is basically a stock market ploy, for insider trading.
Yeah.
All these wars are basically thinning out our resources, and we're gonna be fucked.
Well, I think the strategy in their brain, their strategy in their brain.
Yeah.
I think they thought, okay, how did we get to be top dog in the world last time?
Right.
Well, Europe blew itself the fuck up, and so did Asia.
Right.
And then we were the only ones left with like an arm or a leg.
Right.
And I think they're thinking, well, let's have another war. Let's sink China, Russia, and everyone else. I'm not saying it's going to work. I'm just saying.
Right. Just thinking outside the box here.
Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs attitude. Because I think we give crazy people, we try to rationalize crazy people. You can't rationalize crazy people. And they're crazy. And they think, well, we'll track down the rest of the world, then we'll be on top again.
Right, exactly. I mean,
and lightning doesn't strike twice.
It doesn't. I mean, look, it's the same chick. She's even in the credits of the movie. Christina Koch, astronaut. This is not an old movie.
What movie is it?
That's the Mad Max reboot with
oh, the one with Furiosa?
Furiosa, the first one, the first one.
Oh, okay, the Mad Max Fury Road.
Fury Road, yes.
Yeah, that was fun.
It was a great movie. I saw it like 5 times in the theater.
Yeah, that was I enjoyed. I actually didn't mind Furiosa too much either.
Yeah, I thought that was fun too.
I think she needs like a sandwich or something, but
Fox News.
Yeah, I know that. It's like that was supposed to be Theron's film. For whatever reason, they switched her out for a younger actress, but it doesn't make sense because for the younger scenes, that makes sense. But then they basically bookend it with the first movie, and she's still the same age. They should have switched her out.
Yeah, at the end
Yeah,
with yeah, didn't make any sense, but
yeah, that didn't make any sense. She was, I don't know. Theron, because I remember Theron was supposed to be the one playing that film.
yeah, maybe they felt she might be a little too old to play that age because I think she was in her 20s at
Yeah,
the time.
but then if you watch the film, about halfway through, it's supposed to be like right before Mad Max. And then there's even
Uh,
scenes with Mad Max there, and then she's still the same age. It doesn't make sense.
I'll be honest with you.
They should have
None of
swapped.
the Mad Max movies to me make any sense in terms of
Yeah, exactly.
sequence.
Exactly.
Whenever I sit down and I watch one,
Mhm.
whether it's the one from the 70s,
Yeah, yeah. They
80s,
don't
or 90s,
cross
it's like
driving graph.
it just picks up wherever, and you're like, all right, I'll just suppose that this
Right, right. Suspend your imagination.
just like okay. Although
Yeah.
for me, I think the whole series should end with some Aboriginal dude
Right.
walking by, and they're all like living fine. They look over and go, "Fucking crazy white people."
Right. There's like a modern city, and then these people are still playing in the dirt, right?
Because
Yeah,
they lived in that environment. They
right.
know how to live in that environment, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I'd be like
It
stupid.
should be like the Jetsons, like super futuristic, or like a
Yeah.
Lita battle angel, like a floating in the sky, like these fucking humans. I mean, look at this. And then talking about actors, this one I caught me by surprise. But take a look at this video real quick.
Fox News is showing you a downed pilot, this woman right here, but I found the real signature. This is the grandma who just delivered McDonald's to the White House. So her name is Sharon Simmons. She's not flying no F-18s. She's driving for the 9 million people. This isn't a mistake either. It's a narrative glitch. When the morality of the newsroom is gone, they just reuse the faces and hope you aren't watching the patterns. We talked about the Epstein files and the scientists vanishing. And now we see the media can't even get their cast members right. The off switch is being pulled on their credibility in real time. Fox News.
And this is not new. This is something that they did even when this is something that Alex Jones pointed out, and then they're like, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. But the news media has used actors for their news coverage. Specifically, the shooting of the Batman movie, Sandy Hook, and the other one, what was it? The Sandy Hook and the Boston Marathon. So CNN interviewed people who were eyewitnesses,
Mhm.
were all the same people. Now that's not saying that these events didn't happen. We know those events happened, right?
It
But
might have been controlled.
controlled. It's like why are they the same people? So it's like, and if they are, I mean, it's like, and why are you eyewitnesses? You're at all these events. I mean, honestly, if this was like if that was legit, right? If they were legitimately eyewitnesses, right? And it's not actors, right? Wouldn't you want to know as a reporter, why are these same three people at every single event? Sounds like something that you see on X Files or Fringe or something like that, right? It's like,
Well,
and why are they the eyewitnesses?
I think that we do a lot about other countries with their state-run media,
Yeah.
but I think we have to understand that private-owned media can be just as propagandistic,
Oh yeah.
in some ways even worse than the state-owned media, in that
Yeah.
whoever owns that media who's good friends with Trump,
Hmm.
they're like, whatever you do, you kill these stories. Years ago, there was a documentary called Outfoxed. Do you remember that?
Yep. Yep.
And they talked about how Rupert Murdoch would send faxes to people, say, kill this story. Don't pick this up. This is what you're going to do today. So it's
Right.
very much controlled by the powerful. And once we start to understand that, we start to understand we're not going to get the truth from the mainstream media. And if we do, it'll be like little nibbles of it, you know. And I think that's why they're trying to shut down the internet,
Yes.
because they know that other people will dig, And we have to be very careful from the sources that we get to as well and whatnot, but it comes down to that. So all of this is controlled to a degree.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's why they don't dig into it. There might be reporters who wanted to, but they were told not to. Whatever you do, you don't do it, or we'll fire you.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's my take. I could be completely wrong. You know?
And then they're talking about like, oh, that bombing of all those girls was an accident. Blah blah blah.
Bullshit.
We didn't know.
Bullshit. Just like they bombed the synagogue.
Right.
They bombed
Exactly.
the synagogue in Iran. And
Yeah,
most people don't know that the oldest community of Jews exists in Iran.
Mm-hmm.
In the in West Asia. I'm refusing to use
Right.
Middle East because that's a freaking nasty British term.
Yeah. Exactly. The middle from
it's
who?
the oldest community, and they bombed it. And then they all like, oh, we didn't know anything. So
Yeah.
for those who might think it's about religion, it's not about fucking religion. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I know, it's so nuts. Take a look at this. So this was a hearing that happened, going into further details about it.
I'm a former intelligence officer. I spent 17 years in the U.S. Army. A modern Tomahawk missile is equipped with onboard cameras. Satellite imagery is constantly collected by several intelligence agencies, several countries, in real time. The entire school was surrounded by colorful children painting flower, bright colored murals, and it was, without a doubt, a school if you looked at it through satellite imagery. At 10 a.m., Israel, along with the United States, began attacking Iran. By 10:20, the staff at Minab School began evacuating the children. Strike one, hit the school. The kids moved to the prayer room. Strike two, hit the prayer room. 163 kids dead. Multiple sources, including intelligence reports, regional sources, and U.S. officials are required to confirm a target for the U.S. Navy and military operations to ensure accuracy and reduce errors. This is how it works. We just bombed the school knowing it was a school. Who are the terrorists? Who are the bad guys in this story? This is the story of our timeline. By our own definition of terrorism, and I can say this as a former counter-terrorist officer, we are the terrorists. We are the bad guys. Being guilty.
No.
Yeah, but here's a country, there's been a lot of this bullshit of anti-woke.
Yeah.
Woke this, woke that.
Yeah.
African American vernacular used woke to basically describe being aware of injustice.
Right.
So yes, those who are anti-woke are anti-woke. They don't want to be aware of injustice.
Right.
That's who we've always been. The imperial force will always use those who think that they are doing God's work, democracy's work,
Exactly.
you name it.
Yeah.
And behind them, in a very Dune-esque, Baron Harkonnen, they know it's not about God. It's not about any of that shit. It's about them getting shit. And if they have to kill a bunch of kids to do it, they'll fucking do it.
I'll
They
do it.
wiped out the buffalo in the plains because they couldn't beat the Lakota Indians. They nearly made the buffalo go extinct. There are pictures of mounts of buffalo skulls.
Mm-hmm.
And then these people will turn around. We will have the fucking nerve to say, oh yeah, that culture, they eat such and such and they treat animals bad. Do you see what we're fucking doing to our environment with our industry? You don't see it, so you don't see how the animals are suffering by it. You
Right.
don't see that we destroy the habitat to make more money.
Mhm.
But people sit there and go, "Oh, these." No, let's look at ourselves first. But unfortunately, we're not there. We won't see ourselves.
No.
We only see ourselves when we're sitting there wondering why time has passed us by, why we're sitting in our shit, and why why we didn't achieve this Jetsons dream that we so had in our heads.
Yeah.
And then, even then, we'll blame Russia. We'll blame China. We'll blame everybody else but ourselves to stand up and go, I got to do better. I got to be better. I
Right.
can be better. Won't happen because we don't have that in us. And
Right.
it's a painful thing to say. And it isn't just America, that also goes for Europe. Europe refuses to see its own sins.
Right.
It's funny because it preaches Christianity, and the major precept of Christianity, which is very similar to anything to do with martial arts, for improvement, you must find the errors. You must correct those errors in your personality or whatever it might be to improve and move forward. And we do a lot of talking, including myself, and we just don't have it. And that's a painful fucking thing to see.
It is. It is.
Sorry.
No, it's
It came out of me.
you have hit the nail on the proverbial head, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. We
It
have.
pains me to see
Mhm,
how callous we are about children,
mhm.
how hypocritical and cynical we are about it, man.
Yeah,
We'll
it's hard.
sit there and say, "Oh, the kids, the kids, the kids." Like this
And
whole
even
thing
being
about the money.
anti-abortionist on top of it. It's like you're pro-life and pro-death at the same time. How's that possible?
Yeah, it's cynical. It's
Yeah,
cynical. Like I know people might look at this is the wild part for me. A test is always how people view Dune.
yeah, yeah.
People view Dune; they think of it as a regular sci-fi thing.
Hmm.
Those who've got brain cells realize, oh fuck, they're criticizing us. They're criticizing our colonizer ways, the ways that we used religion to imprint people, to move people, to do all these rotten things. There's a reason why there isn't one character in that book that's salvageable, because the whole system is shit. And it affects us all in a different way, one way or the other, which makes us shit too. And
Hmm.
it's hard to say that we're shit
Hmm.
because it's easy to separate ourselves and say that's me, it's them, but we're part of it.
Yep, yep. Guilt by
Part of the system.
association.
So sorry, it's just
No, I mean that's we got. That's what it do says. Truth bomb, right?
yeah, yeah,
You made some other comments about what you had said. Neil deGrasse Tyson, Apollo 1969, Shuttle 1981, nothing in 2011. Our
yeah.
space
My nephew, yeah,
looked awesome. Yeah, very
yeah,
true.
yeah. We're moving backwards, and one thing Neil deGrasse Tyson said,
Yeah.
and I've been really contemplating what he said, and there's part of an error in his perspective.
Hmm.
One small error. He said you have the Arabic culture that at height of its power had all these scientific breakthroughs, and then all of a sudden there's this religious guy. There's one key thing missing in that. And I think if we were to investigate, we're seeing it right now money. Who we can't move forward because of money.
Right.
People who don't want to give up their monopolies because of
Right.
money.
Exactly. It's corporate greed. It's greed in general. The only trickle down theory that's correct is the greed.
The
And
greed. And the greed's destroying us. We have, I was having a discussion with someone. I was saying that China already won the AI war.
yep.
They won it right from the beginning,
Yeah.
simply because their infrastructure,
Right.
in terms of electricity generation, everything else,
Yeah.
energy comes before money. Whether
Right.
you're talking about human power, you're talking about brain power, you're talking about steam or electricity. You need those things in order to achieve your goal.
Yep.
We, on the other hand, throw money at it.
Hmm.
So what? You throw a bunch of money around. No one knows how to do it. You just spent a bunch of money on something. So,
Right.
you know, but I think that's the one aspect. I think, yes, there's a religious aspect, but there's a money side to it that I think works into it. The greed is what reverts us backwards. You know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
sad.
And it's a small percentage of people, that are doing this. Most people want to just live and live, most people, if you provide, I mean, we generate enough money in this planet that everyone can eat. We don't need to have homelessness. We don't
More
really,
food gets wasted.
right? Exactly. You don't need to have prisons. You don't have to have people strung out on dope, because if everyone was being provided for, you would have far significant less crime.
Yep, you'd
And
always have it, but it would be definitely a lot less.
a lot less,
You know,
there'd be less need, for want. You wouldn't be suffering that you would gravitate towards the drugs. That would be significant. It wouldn't eliminate it completely, but it would be significantly lower. And you wouldn't have as many crimes because there's no desperation.
yeah, it all comes down to most of the fights we might have with our significant others, for those who have
Mhm.
boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever, is money.
It's financial.
It's financial. Most of the struggles that we have in this world is financial.
Mhm.
Um, but then you take it to the flip side,
Mhm.
and we must look at and see that the people who have an overwhelming amount of money
Mhm.
aren't happy either.
Right.
Like when I see Carp and I see Teal,
Mhm.
they're miserable. Like, guys, you have everything and you still want more
Right.
and you want control. And I hate to break it to them, they're not gods. They will die like the rest of us. They
Right.
will not be transferred to a machine. They will not be. I love Ghost in a Shell. Ghost in a Shell, I take it as allegory. We're
Mhm.
not going into that. We're not compatible with that. Unless somehow we figure out some biological way that we can do that, it's
Correct.
not it's not fucking
It's not gonna
happening.
happen. It's not
It's
gonna
not going to
happen.
happen.
It's not gonna.
So,
Not under these conditions.
not under these conditions. And
No.
Bill Gates is miserable too.
Yeah.
Like these. So when we look to these people,
They're
is
not
one of
happy. They're not happy people.
they're not happy people. Even as much as I loved MJ when I was young, one thing I took away, because I read Moonwalk when I was his autobiography when I was a
Whenever you're
teenager.
lonely, right?
He was so lonely and miserable.
Hmm.
Like, who wants that?
Right. Nobody.
You know, so you have the one spectrum where we're struggling and we're miserable, and you have the other side, which is very well off and miserable. So obviously,
The difference is they have a choice.
they have a choice. But
They
then
have a
with having
choice
the choice,
not to be miserable.
yeah, it's wild to me.
They're financially safe, but they're still miserable.
Yeah, like Carp. Carp is part Black American.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know that the CEO of Palantir, the guy that's always like fidgety and talking about killing people and having piss laced fentanyl spray people and stuff.
Yeah.
And I read something that really about him that really bothered me. That
Mm-hmm.
tells me he's not a very happy person.
Mm-hmm.
His mom and his dad, his father is a Jewish pediatrician, his mother's a Black American artist, and they would take him to protests for union workers and all these things.
Right.
And he was saying part of the reason he developed Palantir was to stop fascism.
Right.
And I'm thinking, my God, do you not see you're building the apparatus for it?
Exactly. It's being manipulated for it. Yeah.
And that's painful for it because it's like, holy shit, talk about getting into something, or at least saying that you're getting into it for good intentions, but then you end up having
Right.
these, it's a sinister,
Exactly.
So yeah, that's my rants.
And we have another rant here on the where's this war in Iran? It's like,
Who is Donald Trump negotiating with? Because it's not the Iranian government. Donald Trump has repeatedly made claims saying the negotiations are going well, while the Iranian government keeps saying we have no idea what you're talking about. And in his address today, he said it again, negotiations with the new regime are going great. What new regime are you talking about?
In the meantime, discussions are ongoing. Regime change was not our goal. We never said regime change, but regime change has occurred because of all of their original leaders' death. They're all dead. The new group is less radical and much more reasonable.
What group is he talking about? Last I checked, Masoud Pezeshkian was still president, Abbas Araghchi was still foreign minister, and Abbas Araghchi has even said that any ceasefire claims from Washington are false and baseless. There are absolutely no negotiations, and no conversations have ever even been had between Washington and Tehran since the beginning of the war. And he's not the only one. The spokesman for the foreign ministry, Ismail Baghai, also said there are no negotiations, and Iran has been saying this for the entirety of the war. They said Trump's 15-point plan was a non-starter that they cannot accept because it compromises the country's integrity and sovereignty. So who is he negotiating with? Whoever it is clearly holds no power to hold negotiations if they even exist. Because there are some representatives who say he is straight up lying about any sort of negotiations. Democratic Representative Jim Himes on the House Intelligence Committee said on Sunday Trump is flat out lying. He said that Trump is making all of this up amid market turmoil to please investors. He's trying to manage expectations and keep major stock indexes from collapsing. The war has created significant market volatility, and he's trying to lie his way out of that somehow. And the reality is he's either making this up entirely or he's wasting his time negotiating with someone who has no power. Either option makes the US look like a fool. Who is Donald Trump negotiating with? Because it's not the Iranian government.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like.
Yeah. Well,
it's like.
It could cut either way.
Yeah.
There could be some mischief, some people pretending that they're from Iran, calling him up, and it's his staff fooling him.
Right, right.
You know, I could see that.
Or it could be
just
these
lying.
rebels that Israel was mounting and arming, and they're negotiating with them for an inside attack. So this is funny. Nobody has really pointed out this on television, but I think we mentioned it before.
Yeah, we
This
have.
is basically the Bay of Pigs gone terribly wrong. And then
Well,
when it's failed.
Now they want to mess with Turkey.
Yeah.
Because I saw the EU, Turkey, we don't want the influence from China, Turkey, or Russia. Didn't mention the US, even though US basically pisses down their throats.
Right.
EU just goes, yes, massa.
Yeah.
But here's the problem. If Turkey gets in the mix, I think Turkey will maul the living shit out of Israel. For
Right.
one. Two, a lot of Israelis ended up in Cyprus. That island has been a point of contention between Greece and Turkey for a long time.
Right.
So they might have to then get up and leave because Cyprus might end up getting swallowed up by Turkey.
Right.
Turkey's a NATO member, so is Greece.
Right.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They really don't. They
don't.
thought this was going to be a weekend. That's what I think.
Mm-hmm.
And shit got real, and they don't know how to deal with it. And they wanted to fuck with China.
Yeah, which is the bigger mistake.
Oh, man.
After that robot display on New Year's, they're like, never mind. We're going to be Clone Wars.
I mean, we're having a hard time with the middleweight. Right?
Well, exactly. Look at this. I mean, did you see this about the EU? After winning the charger war, the EU just mandated replaceable batteries in all smartphones, and Apple has no choice but to comply.
People replace their iPhone, Apple phones here all the time in Europe. I do it periodically, So I go
I mean,
and
the battery itself, because they've locked off the phone. Before you could you could open up the thing and work with it. Now you can't,
Yeah, now I just take it to a technician. They do it.
Right. It's like the battery would swell and then you could replace it before, but they make them so fine that when you take it to Apple, they just toss it and give you another refurbished one.
And then they'll tell us, oh, the environment.
Right, the landfill. It's like these corporations are filling up the landfills, triple fold, but they want us to pay for their garbage.
And then wag their fingers at us and say, see, you're using too much carbon. Meanwhile, the biggest polluter on the planet of carbon is the U.S. military.
Right, exactly.
They measure gas in gallons per second.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, maybe we'd stop having wars. How's that? Start with that. It's
right?
Yeah. And for the life of me, because when I was younger, I did work for Greenpeace for a little bit when I was a young man one summer, doing canvassing for them, because I really believe, and I still do believe in environmental causes. But when the Iraq War came along, and I was doing some research on warfare and pollution, I'm like, if the environmental movement isn't
we are
with the
live.
environmental movement,
Exactly.
then they're not worth a shit.
Right. Exactly.
So I see that you got another clip.
No. Keep going. That was a FUBAR.
Oh, okay. No. That was about it. I'm just, there's a lot of chit chat about this and companies doing this and that.
Yeah, no, it's really, really.
And really, like the updates to laptops, have they been really that radical in the past bit? It feels like everything's sort of hit a stagnant point. I mean, things might open faster.
Right.
Things might work a little faster, but it isn't like from 1990s.
Right, exactly.
To early 2000s where you're like, holy shit, this is working fast.
Right.
Now it's just kind of like, yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Yeah,
no, it's, I mean, and just we were talking about AI earlier. We do have this clip on how Disney, AI, I think like we said, it was a tool, I think to some degree we find it like, we could support that, as a tool, as,
I see it more as a toy, but
or a toy, but it's like these corporations, again, like every good idea, they find something negative to try to screw somebody out of it,
That's how they work.
And it's just like, I have this Instagram clip here, Disney firing 1,000 people. Oh, let's go. Let me put the volume up. Boop, boop, boop. It's funny how Instagram is so different on the computer.
Employees, and in a twist that will shock absolutely no one who follows me, they replaced them with AI that had learned to draw from those employees who were mostly artists. So those artists literally trained AI and were replaced by it. And one of those artists was Wesley Burke, who drew a ton of Marvel movies and contributed so much to the company that he was actually fired in a conference room that displayed his own artwork on the walls.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, like, the layers of irony there. And I can see this happening in any industry. Let's take publishing. Let's say you are an editor at a Big 5 publishing house. I have already addressed in previous videos that a lot of these editors actually seem to embrace AI, whether that's their choice or their company is making them do it, but they are using AI software to assess client manuscripts and potentially even do edits, like Hachette is doing that. So the AI software copies you, it learns from you, and then when it has learned enough that it can sufficiently mimic you, you're gone, your job is gone. Same with writers, obviously. And while it is my opinion that AI will never be able to really replicate the authentic human expression that is necessary for quality writing, it's not going to matter for these big publishers. It's not going to matter for Disney with their AI art, right? Let's say a publishing house wants to make the maximum profit that it can. Why does it need human editors and writers? Why not just outsource all of that to the AI that learned how to do those things from stealing and copying and being trained by those editors and or authors? Why do they need humans? Well, I can actually think of one reason, because we're going to fucking boycott AI created art or writing. That's my plan anyway. Who wants to see a movie drawn by AI or read a book written by AI? not me. I don't care how much money it makes the publishing company. I don't want to be any part of it. What about you?
Yeah, I agree with her.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
like you
And I
take
have
something that's
go ahead.
supposed to be fun and entertaining and interactive, and then using it to fuck people out of their jobs. It's like,
Yeah, well, I mean that was from the get-go, but
yeah,
there's problems. The hallucination problem, they can't get over it, which is error-ridden, for one. When they applied it to legal cases, it started creating new cases that didn't exist in the
right.
medical, and they can't correct those errors. That's just baked into it. And I know you had posted a video on your Facebook. You were saying how Hollywood's cooked. Not really, because really you have to have all the stock footage already there for it to draw from. So it
Right.
can't create something new. Right. It's this whole thing. You know, if you want to go down, you want to actually film it and do something in a different place, it can't do that. It can take
Right.
all the data that it has
Right.
and try to give you what you get, a simulation. Could be interesting, perhaps. But
Perhaps. Yeah.
even when editors were getting manuscripts at big publishing houses, they still weren't getting the Harry Potters. No matter
Right.
how anyone feels, there's
They're
many.
generic. They're generic.
They're generic. So you're looking now for generic things. These are just
Right.
generic things.
Yeah.
It's just one more obstacle for us artists to have to deal with.
Right.
And quite frankly, it's about time we boycotted them.
Mhm.
It's about time that people said, fuck you. I don't care for your shit anymore. I'll go buy something else elsewhere. And they won't stay big forever.
Exactly.
We all thought Atari was going to last forever. Where the fuck is Atari?
I know.
Commodore 64. Where the fuck's Commodore 64?
Right? Exactly.
You know, so just like the Ellisons buying everything up, DC and everything else. I don't have to patronize that shit.
Right.
You know, and if enough of us do it, it was a bad investment on their part, wasn't it?
Exactly.
You know, and to be honest with you, most of the stuff that they produce, with a few exceptions, I do love in the Spider-Verse, is boring.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't looked at something that said,
Repetitive is like, can we have some other storyline? Can we move on from this multiverse thing already? It's tired.
well, I feel like we're perpetually caught in the 1980s. How
Mhm.
can we retell the 1980s over and over again?
Right.
Now, it might be novel for the 20-something-year-olds, but
Mhm.
for those of us who've lived through the 80s,
Right. It's like, come on, please.
I want to move forward.
Wasn't that commercial gack they made it seem like everybody was in on it. Everyone had Nikes. Everyone had this. Everyone was into Back to the Future. Everyone was
No,
that's not real. Most
no.
people, if you look at videos from that time, people didn't have logos on their shirt like this. It was very rare.
Yep.
You had non-branded clothes. You shopped at a thrift store.
Yeah, when we were doing all the breaking and stuff,
Yeah.
that time period, yeah, it was what was cool is like, hey, this looks pretty cool. I'll slap this on.
Our kids made
You
their
know,
own fashion because they had bland clothes.
yeah, it was just bland. We didn't care. It was how you put it together,
Right, exactly.
right? Some of us might have had Converse, but it wasn't because it was the brand. It's because
Well,
how it looked,
right.
right?
Exactly. Everything's
And then
brand.
it was in the 90s, late 80s, 90s that brand shit came in.
Yeah.
The
That's why I
Hill figured
find
all
the
that shit.
Stranger Things is just such full of shit. Like they're trying to make it. This is the 80s. No, why don't you watch fucking ET? That was the 80s. It's like instead
No.
of ripping off ET and then putting it's a way of advertising. I mean, films started putting commercial stuff in there because they were basically billing you for like advertising baked into a film, right? Like, oh, they're drinking Coke or they're drinking Pepsi. That was a
Yeah.
Hollywood thing. That was a TV thing. Like sponsors, right? Like,
Yeah.
talked about Michael Jackson and Pepsi. The
Yeah.
average person did not give two shits about that. It was
Exactly. And I always say this to people. Name me what brands Michael Jackson and Prince wore.
right.
And you can't.
You can't.
You can't.
Right.
And here's the other wild part
They
about the
didn't have their
80s.
own brand clothes either. Like Prince could have had a line of his own clothes and sold them. He didn't.
Never did it.
Michael Jackson too. He could have had his own line of clothing. He didn't.
Holy shit, everybody loved that Thriller jacket.
Right.
And the Beat It jacket, you
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
And Yeah, no, you know,
right?
and all I knew was the Beat It jacket or the Thriller jacket, but I
Yeah,
never knew who fucking made it.
right, right. And
You
there
know,
were
and
like tons of knockoffs out there.
yeah, there's tons of knockoffs.
It was like
You
China
ever-
was capitalizing. But China was the one that was making all the money on these guys. They weren't making. Michael Jackson wasn't making money on the Thriller jacket. You know,
I wonder if back then if it was even China because we just opened up to them.
that's
Back
true.
then, everything that was cheap was Japan.
Right, that's true.
You remember? It was like made in Japan. I don't want that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Which,
Now that sounds crazy when you tell kids that Japan was shit quality
right, right.
or viewed
It's like
that way.
that.
Yeah,
That was because it was like it's not made in an American factory, so it can't be good. It's like, no.
right, right.
I have a Japanese VCR from that time. It still works.
Oh, you know the story behind that, right?
Uh,
I think it was Toshiba. It was one of the companies. The guy that started it was a veteran from World War II,
oh,
and he fucking hated the United States, like with a deep passion.
really?
So I can't remember which it was one of the big companies. So he moved a factory, had a factory built in Mexico to
Mm,
ship in the TV sets at a
mm,
lower price just to fuck Zenith and the rest of them. Because you remember Zenith was the big one, right? It doesn't exist anymore. And
exactly.
Reagan had to pass a law that you couldn't do that
Right, right.
because it was just screwing over the electronics company. But
Mhm.
that's how much he hated the United States.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like
not that Japan's an angel, because God knows, you know.
no,
Uh,
they were just as bad as Israel at one time. You know.
Holy crap. Unit 731. We should do something about Unit 731. They make the Nazis look like,
Yeah, yeah. And we can even talk about like George Takei's book, being in an internment camp in the United States,
yeah.
and even though their families are put in internment camps, they still join the military to fight for their country. Isn't that something?
You know, that always blows me. Well, I can kind of understand for them, I guess. You're trying to prove that you're an American because this is your home.
Yeah.
But the ones that always sort of throw me off is our Native American brothers and sisters. I'm
Right.
just like, if you're part of the U.S. Cavalry unit,
Right.
wouldn't you be kind of like,
The traitor.
I don't know about this shit, man. Right?
I mean, I find the Buffalo Soldiers also a little problematic because the Native Indians took in a lot of blacks that escaped from slavery and made them part of their community, and then you round up and start killing them.
It's complicated
It's
because something else that's not talked about,
right.
and this is one of the things that's very well known in the Black American community,
Mm.
is a lot of the civilized tribes also had plantations.
Oh yeah, that's true. But then a lot of freed slaves had plantations as well.
Yeah, but if you were part of that one of those plantations, because the last guy to surrender
Hmm.
during the Civil War was a Cherokee
Hmm.
fighting for the South.
Hmm.
So if you were one of those people who worked on those plantations,
Right.
I could kind of see why you might have issues. So it's complicated in that
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
But here's the killer: the people that owned them weren't 100% Cherokee.
Right. Next.
They were mixed with the Europeans, and the Cherokee is actually a perfect example of why you can't play the game of the colonizer.
Yeah.
Because the Cherokee decided, okay, we're going to do everything. Oh, you want us to adopt money? No problem. We'll do this. We'll do that. And then they got kicked out of the place that today we call Tennessee.
Yeah.
That was the Trail of Tears. Even though they went, and I mean, they even had kids with these people.
Yeah. Exactly.
They followed it. Oh, we'll adopt the plantation system. No problem. Got fucked.
Not
So,
now. They're just a name on a pair of female jeans.
well, yeah. And well, you have the Eastern band and you have the Western band, the ones that went over, because a lot of Cherokees sort of stuck up in the mountains.
Yeah.
The ones that went over to the Western side, and there's a whole other thing called, the $5 Indians too.
Yep. Yep.
White people who would pay to say that they had Native American ancestry.
Right.
I know right now the big thing with on Twitter and social media is black people claiming that they're the original Native Americans. I'm not going to go in there
Yeah.
on that.
Right. Right.
Myself, I do. I'm very proud of my African side. I know I have roots into Indian country via my dad's side, and I have some cousins who are actually in tribes. But it is a very complicated history. And yes, I agree with you. The Buffalo Soldiers is something that's very problematic.
Mhm.
And
Well,
Beyonce made the mistake of having a Buffalo Soldier T-shirt thing, which just lit up the internet a while ago. It's like, yeah, we know that you're,
I missed that one.
you know,
Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
Any new comics that you'd like to recommend before we wrap it up? Or
Other than reality, I mean, we're living in a comic book.
right, yeah,
We,
exactly.
we got Dr. Octopus, Alex Karp, putting out a 22 or 24 point manifesto as to why he needs to rob us of our current republic for some digital thing he pulled out of his ass because he was probably watching some sort of
Right,
THX 311 or whatever, smoking hash. We got another fake assassination of Trump with Trump. We got some more. We don't have a fucking clue what's going on, and
right.
we're running out of resources. So yeah, I don't know. That's a comic book all on its own.
Last weekend was Superman Day, but ironically, there were a bunch of Supergirl books. I guess they're promoting. Um, I could report there was one Superman book. They're absolute shit.
Oh man,
That's my review.
man.
There, nothing good. I mean, honestly, as an artist, I mean, nice cover, nice pose, but it's definitely traced from something else. I can't point it out, but I've seen this
The
poster.
arm's funny.
Yeah, and the
The arm
face.
in the back is funny.
I mean, the face looks awful.
Yeah, he has too much forehead. They didn't do it right.
Yeah, it's just not.
But oh well. I mean, some
Inside,
editor thought he was great.
the art inside much better, but
That's better.
the story was weak. And then you had the Spider-Man versus Spider-Man and Superman comic book. They basically did a remake of that. Awful. Nelson Tom King, awful writer. This is cute for kids, I guess, but it's just a story. It doesn't have any real context to the characters or. I mean, honestly, in the Supergirl, they got the Super Cat, which is really her cat, not Pluto, right? So yeah, I don't understand what is up with this. Like, what is that? Like, I don't understand why they're trying to make these superheroes look like regular people. That defies the purpose of them being super. You know?
Yeah, I mean, but if you draw the muscular,
You know?
then you get accused.
And you get then you got another a chubby girl there. Like it's like
I just wish we'd come up with something new.
yeah, it's like they should just kill all these characters and just start
Or
over.
just end it.
You know?
You know, then you can collect like what they did with a lot of stuff. Oh, I'll buy the collected editions and hardbound and read them because I missed issues and I don't have to hunt them down anymore.
Right.
You know, I don't know, man.
They had a preview for Crypto, the last dog of Krypton. They never really actually explained how that dog got on that ship and survived. What is he, Sputnik?
Well, you know what's wild is maybe I'm wrong because I don't read Superman. I haven't read Superman years and since I was a kid. They could have explored his galaxy a little bit better.
Right. Exactly.
Like, you know, Krypton and stuff. You're going to do that. But I think we just should move on from this era of,
Yeah, it's same shit.
yeah, that whole oops, I spilled some nuclear stuff on myself and I became a Superman. Or, you know, I came from another planet and now I'm super, which really, if you think about it,
Right.
Princess of Mars,
Yeah.
that's basically Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to Mars. There's less gravity, so he's able to jump and fly and everything else.
Right.
There's a whatever his name, Burroughs, who did Tarzan. He did that Princess of Mars way before Superman.
Right. Before, yeah.
Today, he would have been able to sue Superman.
Absolutely.
They didn't give a shit back then. So,
No, they just blatantly robbed each other.
oh man, yeah.
and and we got this and still, I mean, I'm getting robbed. It's just like I get tired of it, you
Well,
know.
with AI, we're all getting robbed.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll share this little quick video. Stuff they don't show you on regular TV, and then they wonder why
No.
the ratings are down.
By the way, do we have any comments before we go? I
Oh,
know
we
I
have a
saw
lot.
my nephew who
Yeah,
said some stuff. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
yeah. Let's see any on Facebook. No, no comments. I was getting stuff on my phone. People were texting me. It's like just over here, just right directly on there.
Right.
You know, it's yeah. I got one saying about the video being fake. Someone said, "Yes, that video is fake." The quote, air quotes, assassination attempt. This country is so unserious.
It really is.
You know,
It
so
really is. I
yeah.
don't see that getting repaired anytime soon. Even when he leaves. Even when he leaves. And I think that's probably the depressing part.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a lot of work cut out for ourselves and it isn't just the United States. France has a lot of work to cut out for itself too. Sort of everybody does in the West.
They just need to stop being fucking greedy. We don't need trillionaires in this country. We don't need billionaires in this country.
But then once we
That should
stop,
be law, like you know.
but once we stop, we got to put together a whole new system, and that takes thought and a lot of work.
That's 250 years. It's time.
Yeah, it's overdue.
Yeah, well overdue. And they just need to get rid of this President Trump. I mean,
well, we might get Vance.
And well, we shouldn't have either one. They should just.
Yeah, I agree.
Just take out that entire administration.
Don't worry. I think they might do it themselves.
Well, yeah, exactly. We don't. They don't need any help, right?
They're just.
They already assassinated themselves over and over again with their comments. They don't need a real assassin with a gun. Their comments assassinate them every time they open their mouth and say some dumb shit.
I just thought at some point it's going to get so exaggerated they're going to have to pretend that Trump did get shot, right?
Or actually shoot him like they
and
did.
Then 3 days later, 3 days later, he'll resurrect.
Resurrect.
And he'll say he's Jesus, and all his followers will go, "Yes, we told you he was Jesus."
Yeah, exactly. It's like
and Erica Kirk will sit there crying with firecrackers behind her. And
it'll be like the Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
Says he loves Watchmen so much, right?
Yeah.
He's going for the third term like Nixon. We have missing scientists like
yeah.
There's aliens. There's talk of aliens and a one world government. So yeah, I think we're living in the Watchmen times, right?
Dude, like running one country is hard.
Yeah.
Like the idea that people have one world government. Holy shit. Do you know the nightmare?
Insane.
Do you know the night? I mean, you have kids. Dealing with kids, I have two, is not easy. Dealing with the city, say it's 100,000, not fucking easy.
Right.
Our country has 350 million, fucking not easy.
Right.
Then you're talking 8 billion people. Are you out of your mind that you think they're going to like, not you, just a proverbial, whoever that is that might think that. It's like, no, man, that's a fool's errand.
Big time, big time.
But I salute whoever wants to try to pull that shit, because
yeah, God bless them. Go for it. It'll be their demise.
That's ulcer territory. Imagine having a classroom of 8 billion.
The president leaves with white hair, right? Looking like
dude. White everything.
White everything. Hopefully Trump will have pinstripes.
Maybe. We can only hope. Hope.
All right, man. Well, that was great. I think we did it. I also have to make a correction. I said last episode was 30 and it turned out to be 29. So This is episode 30.
This is episode 30.
Episode.
Awesome.
All right, let's roll out.
The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running, frantically running from their fears, running with their tears, running from their lives, running from that dark shadowed creature that hides deep inside.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap. Right on the 2 hour.
Right,
We're still live.
We're still live. Say goodbye. Bye bye.
Ciao.